Holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck. I really hope I'm not right about this. You've got to download this video, not just save it, but download this video because it's 100% going to get taken down. So, hear me out. There is the UN General Assembly happening right now. I made a previous video about how I think there might be a false flag at this UN General Assembly. I have a whole bunch of reasons and evidence why it's highly likely that it happens. Like, it's in New York, it's in September, people are going to recognize Palestine, which is the last thing Israel wants. Israel always does some sort of fuckery right before some sort of peace is achieved. But I looked into a couple of other things because looking at previous disasters like 9/11, there was something really fishy about the owner of that building and the fact that he didn't go there on that day. So I thought I'll check out who owns the UN buildings. I found some stuff, but you guys are going to want to hear this out. What I found out is that the people that build the United Nations buildings in New York are the United Nations Development Corporation. Well, I looked into their board of directors and many of them are Zionists, friends of Andrew Cuomo, and real estate owners. One of them's even married to the former president of Blackstone, among other titles he had there. This group is very Zionist heavy, and I know that's not enough, but a lot of them were either directly appointed to their role by Andrew Cuomo or have worked with him in the past. And I know that's not enough, but what I also found out, which is very suspicious, is that this year, in February, they started a plan for renovation. They took out huge bonds for renovations in 1 and 2 UN Plaza, which are 2 buildings used primarily by people that attend the United Nations, and it's spillover space which can get rented by members of the UN. It's got a hotel and a bunch of office spaces, basically. It's where a lot of people will stay or have meetings in outside of the big conference room. Now, these renovations, in June, there was a new article, and I didn't think too much of this additional article, but I noticed the name of the developer that's working on these buildings, and it's Newmark. And I also didn't think too much of it then. I was like, okay, they just picked a property developer. But today, think of the coincidence of this. Today, I saw a reel of Zoran from months ago, and there was a section that you might want to take a look at and notice the name that he talks about.
Andrew Cuomo's friends form a super PAC,
trying to get around the city's campaign finance rule.
Newmark. What are they doing? They're renovating this building. They're replacing a whole bunch of stuff. Very useful if someone wants to make a false flag. I think it's extremely likely, given all of the information, given that the people working on the renovations who own the UNDC, they are all Zionists. It really reeks of a situation where they're going to make a false flag and blame it on sleeper cells. I don't know what to do with this but to make a video. Maybe this will just get taken down really quickly so that they can hide it, which is why I'm telling you to download it. I'm making this video really quickly, but I might make an extended cut in a little bit when I have the time. The key information to realize is there might be a false flag. It'll probably be at the UN 1 and 2 Plaza buildings in New York. Andrew Cuomo is running against Zoran, who's likely to become the next mayor of New York City. And that is one of the additional reasons why this would all play out together. It would benefit Israel, people being afraid of sleeper cells and potentially wanting to go to war with a foreign country responsible. And it would destroy any chances that Zoran has of becoming mayor if they blame it on New York sleeper cells that they can say are only there because of the advocacy that Zoran's making about Muslims. Something like that. And not to mention just the stigma around Muslims would make it very hard for a Muslim to become mayor of New York City right after this. They might have even had this plan before Zoran was running for mayor. Feel free to look for yourself into the United Nations Development Corporation's board of directors if you like on your own. It took me a while because some of the names do not come up very easily, but if you write Israel or Jewish, and you'll find a lot of links to Zionist groups for some of these people that run this corporation, and links to Andrew Cuomo. In fact, one of the board members had a link to Andrew Cuomo's father, Mario Cuomo. I think with all of this together, the case for this likely false flag is very highly likely, given everything that's happening in the world, all the benefits it would have for Israel, the renovation, and the links to Andrew Cuomo. It'd be perfect for them to set this up. Thank you for watching. Remember to download this. Save whatever you have to. If my account gets deleted for this one, please remember me. Someone else has got to pick up the torch. If you live in New York, maybe be on high alert. Potentially avoid that area if you don't want to be a mass casualty. Or if you can't avoid it, keep an eye out for suspicious activity until the end of September while these UN meetings are happening. And especially after the 23rd, the Tuesday, where all of the heads of state are supposed to gather in New York.